Have you ever pondered if humans have the ability to reproduce in space? As we venture further into the cosmos, this question becomes increasingly relevant. It's not just a matter of scientific curiosity, it's vital for the future of space colonization. Can we as a species continue our lineage among the stars? It's a question that requires extensive research, a question that pushes the boundaries of our understanding. Today we delve into the latest scientific research on this intriguing question. To understand the implications of space on human reproduction, we first need to understand how it happens here on Earth. Human reproduction, a marvel of biology, is a complex and intricate process that begins with fertilization. In this process, a sperm cell from the male unites with an egg cell from the female to form a single cell called a zygote. This zygote is very powerful. It contains all the genetic information needed to create a new individual. The journey of the zygote is not an easy one. After fertilization, it travels down the fallopian tube and into the uterus. Here, it implants itself into the uterine wall and begins to grow. The growth and development of the zygote into an embryo and then into a fetus is called gestation. This process takes approximately 9 months in humans. Gestation is a period of rapid growth and change. The cells of the fetus multiply and differentiate into various types of cells, forming different organs and body parts. This development is guided by the genetic information contained in the zygote. Throughout gestation, the fetus receives nutrients and oxygen from the mother through the placenta, an organ that connects the mother and the fetus. The placenta also removes waste products from the fetus. This exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products is facilitated by the mother's blood circulation. The process of human reproduction is highly sensitive to environmental conditions, such as temperature and gravity. These conditions help to guide the movement of sperm during fertilization, influence the implantation of the zygote in the uterus, and support the growth and development of the fetus during gestation. On Earth, gravity plays a significant role in these processes. It assists the travel of sperm and egg during fertilization, aids in the implantation of the zygote, and supports the normal development of the fetus. Now let's examine how these processes might be affected by the conditions in space. One of the most significant differences between Earth and space is the absence of gravity. This lack of gravity, or zero gravity, has profound effects on the human body. It's like a cosmic roller coaster ride that never ends. As humans, we have evolved under the constant pull of Earth's gravity, and our bodies function accordingly. So, when you take gravity out of the equation, our bodies start to behave a bit differently. Let's take our muscles and bones for instance. In zero gravity, they don't have to work as hard. This might sound like a good thing, but it's not. Without regular use, our muscles atrophy and our bones lose density. This is why astronauts exercise for about 2 hours each day in space to counteract these effects. But what about reproduction? How does zero gravity affect that? Well, we're not entirely sure yet. There's a lot we still don't know. But what we do know is that zero gravity could potentially affect blood flow, hormone production, and the process of fertilization and gestation. Recent studies have even shown changes in gene expression in space, which could have significant implications for reproduction. For example, a study involving mice sent to space found that their offspring had changes in their brains that were not present in the Earthbound control group. But it's not just about the physical changes. There are psychological factors to consider as well. The isolation and stress of being in space could potentially affect a person's ability to conceive or carry a pregnancy to term. It's a fascinating field of study, and researchers are working tirelessly to unravel the mysteries of human reproduction in space. But as they do, they're discovering that it's not just about biology. It's about physics too. It's about understanding how the human body interacts with the space environment, and how we can adapt to thrive in it. But gravity isn't the only challenge. We also have to consider the issue of radiation. Space is filled with radiation which can have detrimental effects on the human body. Now, that's a statement that can send chills down anyone's spine. But what does it mean, especially when it comes to human reproduction in space? Radiation is energy that travels in the form of waves or high-speed particles. It's everywhere around us in small doses, and that's perfectly normal. But space, my friends, is a different ballgame altogether. It's filled with high-energy radiation that our Earth's magnetic field usually shields us from. When humans are exposed to such high levels of radiation, it can cause some serious damage to our bodies, including our reproductive cells. Research shows that high-energy radiation can damage the DNA in our cells, leading to mutations. In the context of reproduction, This could potentially result in genetic defects in future generations. Not only that, but radiation exposure can also decrease fertility. In males, it can reduce sperm count, and in females, it can lead to premature ovarian failure. That's not a pretty picture, is it? Currently, astronauts on the International Space Station are exposed to about 100 times the radiation levels we experience here on Earth. While measures are taken to protect them, these levels could still potentially impact their ability to reproduce. Studies on this are ongoing, but the initial findings suggest we have a long way to go before we fully understand the implications. So when we think about long-term space travel, or even colonizing other planets, we need to take into account the radiation factor. How can we protect humans from high-energy radiation? How can we ensure the health and safety of future generations born in space? These are the questions scientists are grappling with as we venture further into the cosmos. With these challenges, one might wonder, what does this mean for the future of human reproduction in space? Well, as with all great endeavors, overcoming challenges is part of the journey, and the journey to understanding human reproduction in space is just getting started. Given the challenges we've discussed, it's clear that human reproduction in space is not a simple matter. Yet the human spirit of exploration and innovation continues to push the boundaries of what we once thought impossible. Scientists and researchers are tirelessly working on potential solutions to overcome the obstacles of space reproduction. Advancements in technology and medicine are making what may have seemed like science fiction a potential reality. For instance, advancements in radiation shielding technology are promising. New materials and designs are being developed that could significantly reduce the exposure to harmful radiation in space. This could help protect the sensitive process of human reproduction from radiation's harmful effects. In the field of medicine, we're exploring the possibilities of artificial gravity. This could be achieved by rotating spacecraft, creating a centrifugal force that mimics gravity. This method could potentially mitigate the harmful effects of zero gravity on human reproduction. Furthermore, we're investigating advanced life support systems that can closely replicate Earth's conditions. These systems could control temperature, humidity, and even simulate day and night cycles, providing a more Earth-like environment for potential space babies. Additionally, telemedicine is taking leaps and bounds. It is becoming increasingly possible that future space travelers could receive medical guidance and perform procedures with the help of AI and robotics, without the need for a doctor physically present. Research is also being conducted on the possibility of utilizing stem cells for reproduction in space. This could potentially allow for the creation of human life outside the womb, bypassing many of the challenges associated with conventional reproduction in a zero-gravity environment. However, let's not forget ethical considerations. These must be thoroughly discussed and addressed before we take this giant leap for mankind. These advancements, while promising, are still in their early stages. The journey to successful human reproduction in space is a long one, filled with countless unknowns. As we continue to explore the final frontier, the question of human reproduction in space remains a fascinating topic of research. So, can humans reproduce in space? The answer for now is a resounding maybe. We've embarked on a fascinating journey today, exploring the intriguing unknown of human reproduction in space. We took a deep dive into the science of reproduction, acknowledging that while it's a well-studied field here on Earth, the same rules might not apply in the vast expanse of space. We discussed the impact of zero gravity on the human body and how it might affect our ability to conceive and carry a pregnancy to term. We also touched on the potential danger that space radiation could pose to a developing fetus. Both of these factors present significant challenges and throw a lot of uncertainty into the mix. Then, we look towards the future, examining the ongoing research and potential solutions that scientists are working on right now. From protective shields to artificial gravity, our brightest minds are tackling this problem head-on, determined to find a way for humanity to continue its existence beyond Earth. However, the reality remains that we are still in the early stages of this research. There's a lot we don't know, and many questions left to answer. But that's what makes this journey so exciting. The uncertainty, the mystery, the potential for discovery, it's all part of the adventure that is space exploration. As we journey further into space, we may soon find the answer to this captivating question. Until then, keep looking up and wondering about the mysteries of the universe.